So Ron DeSantis has run the kind of presidential campaign so far where he can't even stand up out of a chair without stepping on his tie and falling down a flight of stairs. And I think that's given a lot of folks the mistaken impression that, hey, Donald Trump is beating Ron DeSantis. He must be running a good or effective campaign. And he is absolutely not. I think fundamentally on a high level, the problem is that his campaign is entirely focused around Donald Trump. I mean, especially keeping Donald Trump out of jail, but it's focused around Donald Trump's grievances, his grievances about the 2020 election, the way he's treated. And it is not focused on the voters. It is not focused on people who, want this country to work better for them or like what he can do. It is entirely focused around Donald Trump. So even if you look at his campaign spending right now, they're running ads in Georgia where there is not a primary. Running ads against a district attorney just in hopes that they can convince her not to indict him. That is not the mark of a campaign that has the voters' preferences in mind. That is purely a campaign that is based around the candidate and what the candidate wants. So let's just look at the nuts and bolts of their spending. They brought in about $60 million so far this year in the first 6 months of the year, and they spent 90. That is an incredible deficit to be running at this point in a presidential campaign. It is completely unsustainable. It's a burn rate that cannot continue. And if you look at the campaign staff who are sort of making these financial decisions, Donald Trump's never made it through a presidential race without firing his campaign manager and blowing up his operation. But how much longer? You really got to wonder, will these folks be around? You have somebody like Susie Wiles, who's in charge, it seems, of the campaign. She is cited in the indictments against Donald Trump as a key witness, as somebody whose testimony showed he showed her information that was classified when she didn't have a security clearance, or folks like Jason Miller, whose emails are cited as an example that Donald Trump knew the election was stolen. So you really have to wonder how much longer these folks will be around. So all in all, this is a campaign that's really focused around Donald Trump, Donald Trump's grievances, Donald Trump's sense of things being unfair to him. It is not focused around the American people. It is like readily apparent. So I think it's underrated how much of a problem this is for him.